Has your weight ever been so out of control that you don't recognize yourself anymore? You don't identify with yourself. You feel like someone has just shoved you into a body that isn't yours and you can't get out? Well, that's where I was until February of this year, and then everything changed. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mel, and this is my YouTube channel where I'm documenting my health journey with a specific focus on weight loss in the hopes that it will help other people on similar journeys. And I want to extend a special warm welcome to all the new subscribers. I see you and I thank you. Look, in terms of Mel versus humidity has won today, and I look like a frilled neck lizard, but that's okay. We're gonna push on. Thanks for being here. So today's video, where do I start? My weight loss journey has been a wild ride. It's been going on in some way or another for most of my life. And in August of last year, August 2022, we moved from Brisbane to Sydney, and I was at my heaviest weight ever. It was a weight and a size that I never ever thought I would reach. I don't even know how it happened. It just kind of crept up on me. I was so uncomfortable and I was so unhappy in my body. And I didn't even really identify with myself anymore. I know that sounds so strange, but I would look in the mirror or I'd look at photos of myself and not get that that was me. That's not the version of me that I still held in my mind. It was so strange. And despite trying to lose weight for years and years on end, I've only very recently found a successful and sustainable way to lose weight and keep it off. And that really kicked off for me in February of this year, Feb 2023, where I had a big deep dive session into my why. I sat down for hours and watched so many videos and read so many articles about the impact of weight on health. And yeah, I scared myself a little bit, but I also realized how quickly I could turn my health around by losing some weight. I suddenly felt so inspired and back in control of my health. I felt so truly connected to the purpose of improving my health and minimizing my risk of disease that I was off. I was unstoppable. The weight just fell off. Not that I wasn't trying, because I definitely was, but it felt more natural and just easier. Like I was changing my whole life, my lifestyle, my relationship with food and exercise. It just felt different this time. And I lost 10 kilos. And I did that in a pretty short time frame as well, which I've done a whole other video on. So I will link that in the description below, and I would recommend checking it out. So the first half of 2023 for me was very successful in terms of weight loss. And at the midpoint of 2023, I was actually 15 kilos down from my heaviest weight, because before I had kind of gotten into my zone and lost that 10 kilos, I'd more passively over the months before that lost about 3 kilos, because moving from Brisbane to Sydney just meant I was moving more and walking more. And then after I lost that 10 kilos and did a video about it, I also managed to lose another 1 or 2. So midpoint of 2023, I am 15 kilos down from my heaviest weight ever. And then nothing. 5 months of nothing. My weight loss journey came to a complete halt. And that's a problem, because I'm far from done. When I started out, I wanted to lose a total of about 35 to 40 kilos, which I think is about 80-ish pounds. Which I know sounds really intense, but it's actually a really sensible goal for me considering my starting weight. So I'm sure you can see why the fact that I haven't lost anything for the last 5 months is extremely frustrating, because I've still got at least 20 kilos to go. I've been feeling so disconnected. I have not been sticking to my habits. I feel more easily discouraged and just thrown off track, and I've definitely lost that initial high from losing 10 kilos to begin with. I haven't gained any weight though, and that's probably 5 months is probably the longest period in my adult life that I haven't gained weight. So that's given me hope, but it's not enough. And I've tried all my usual reset techniques, and I've done a whole separate video on that if you want to check it out. I had heaps of healthy groceries. I meal prepped. I made sure I had all my exercise gear ready to go and a plan in my head for what I wanted to do. I cleaned the house. I cleaned the sheets. I reflected on my purpose and my why. I did everything I normally do, and it didn't work. So I did it again. I did more resets. I did more reflecting, and I did it repeatedly and repeatedly over 5 months, and nothing changed. I just couldn't get into it. And so I've been racking my brain as to what is going on. What am I doing differently now to when I had my stint of success earlier in the year and lost a lot of weight? What have I changed? What am I doing differently? What am I doing wrong? And then this morning, it came to me. I had a little epiphany. The thing that changed, the thing that's different, the thing that's missing this time is my routine. When I had a lot of weight loss success, I had a great routine. I woke up at 5:30 every morning. I went for an hour-long walk. I had my morning sunshine and my delayed caffeine intake. Any Andrew Huberman fans will understand that. I had a strict sleep pattern, and I went for an afternoon walk to make up my 12,000 steps. And that might seem quite simple, and in truth, it is, but it's also really effective. And part of its effectiveness is that it is so simple, but it's effective because of the flow-on effect. It was all just so beneficial. My energy levels were up, my mental health felt stronger, my sleep was better, my motivation was better, the effect of caffeine was more balanced. And because this routine was scheduled and structured, it meant that there were a few key decisions every day that I didn't have to consistently make. It was already done. It was a habit, it just happened. I feel like I'm holding my shoulders up really high. I'm too passionate. Let's hold them down. Starting off the morning well has an enormous impact on the rest of the day. So when I was in my routine, my decisions were better. So day after day and week after week of making better decisions meant that I started to see some really steady progress. And the last few months, I've been trying to make all the right decisions, like exercising and eating well, but with absolutely no structure and no routine. And it has been so hard, and I cannot stick to anything. And I've told myself that sleeping in is fine. It's self-care and I'll just exercise later. But the truth is, the sleep in is shit. I feel groggy and gross, and I have less energy. And more often than not, I end up skipping the afternoon walk. So by the end of the week, I've barely exercised despite my best intentions. And on the days that I have been managing to convince myself to walk in the afternoons or evenings, I've thought about it all day and tried to negotiate with myself and make excuses to get out of it. And I don't want that in my brain all day. That's not helpful. So for me, routine equals happier, better decisions, more energy. No routine means lethargic, frustrated, and poor decisions. In other words, my health and well-being is absolutely optimized by a routine. And that may not be the case for everyone, but I bet it rings true for most of you. And I don't mean a crazy strict schedule where no matter how tired or sick or burned out you are, you just have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and get it done no matter what. Not at all. I'm not about that. I just mean structure. I just need some scaffolding to hold up my habits and hold up the traits of the person, the version of me that I'm trying to be. And I can't believe I didn't pick it sooner, this whole routine thing and the importance of routine, because 5 months of no weight loss is really annoying when weight loss is your goal. But that's okay. We're not dwelling, we're moving on. I'm just grateful that it's clicked for me today, because it is time for me to lose another 20 kilos. So tomorrow is Sunday and I'm going to use the day to prepare. I'm getting my groceries, I'm meal prepping, I'm getting all my exercise gear washed and ready to go, and I'm getting a good night's sleep so that at 5:30 on Monday morning, I am up and back in the saddle. And of course, I will let you know how it goes. Okay, it's hot tip time, and my hot tip for this video is this. So I don't know how clearly this is going to come out on camera. People seem to do this when they show things, but that doesn't make a difference, so that's fine. I'm just gonna link it in the description below. So this is a moisturizer, a face moisturizer. It's Tatcha, T-A-T-C-H-A, Tatcha, couldn't tell you how to say it. The Dewy Skin Cream. This stuff is amazing. It has changed my skin and it has changed my whole makeup look. I love it. It's so nourishing and dewy and glowy, but no hint of like oil or grease. I cleanse my skin, I put on my serum, and then I follow up with this moisturizer, and it's great for a no makeup look, but it's also really good under makeup, to the point where I don't always even need to use primer because this stuff is just amazing. Unfortunately, it is quite expensive, but if skincare is a big thing for you and an area you feel comfortable spending some money, then I highly recommend it. They also have a little mini guy as well, size comparison, and you can buy that to give it a go first, which is what I did, but after a few days of using it, I just ran back to the store and bought the big guy because this stuff is amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching, for liking and subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in 2 weeks.